It is 4 a.m. right now. I just woke up. I was lying in bed. I was browsing Twitter when I happened across this right here. I was in absolute shock because, so here's the thing. I saw the post-lament anthropomorphine stars intertwined for Cartethyia for Fleurdelys, and that was yesterday, and I thought to myself, you know what, I could do a video on this. I should do a video on this, but what I want to do is wait 24 hours because how Kudo tend to do things is they release drip marketing for a character, and then they'll either release drip marketing for the next character, or they'll release additional information on the first character. With this in mind, I did not at all expect an entirely new character to be revealed. So there I was at 4 in the morning, browsing Twitter in my bed with no pants on when I happened across Lupa. What I'm gonna do here is take a look at her, take a look at Fleurdelys and Cartethyia here, and then go over why I'm excited not only for both of them, but 2.4, and why I believe that my bank account is gonna suffer horrendously. Let's go ahead here and take a look at Cartethyia and Fleurdelys. We already know that both Cartethyia and Lupa are going to be 5-star characters. I really do wish that Kudo would introduce a 4-star here for real. It has been like, I think the last 4-star was back in what, 1.3 with Yoha, or no, it wasn't. I think actually, yeah, I think it was. I think the last 4-star was actually Lumi, and I feel like that was like 4 months ago, 6 months ago. It has been a while. Admittedly, it has been a while, and we need another one. I love the characters that we've gotten thus far. I love Brant, I love Rochia, I love Carlotta, I love Phoebe, Zani, Cantarella, Cartethyia, and Fleurdelys, but like, come on, we need at least one new male and one new 4-star. That doesn't mean the new male has to be 4-star, mind you. I will point out here that I have seen a lot of people, when looking at the design choice here, all saying the same thing, sharing the same sentiment, and that is feet. I wonder what size she is. Now, oh my god, I also want to point out that I think Cartethyia and Carlotta are pretty much a similar height, or maybe I think Cartethyia might be slightly taller, but oh my god, Fleurdelys is I think like 2 or 3 Carlottas in size in every aspect. Cartethyia is absolutely beautiful though in terms of character. Fleurdelys, dude, I love the gauntlets, I love the horn coming out, I love the crown that you have flying around her head. Cartethyia has an almost perfect design. Like, I think Carlotta, Changli, and Cartethyia / Fleurdelys are 3 of the best designed characters in the game. Zani too. Relax, don't, you can lower the pitchforks. But I think Cartethyia and Fleurdelys specifically here might have one of the coolest designs that I've seen in gacha gaming. It's not, you know, excessive, it's not overly suggestive, but god damn, does it look really freaking good. I also want to point out, taking a look at this, it does seem as though there is going to be a dual form mechanic, and not in the way that Zani has. In the way that Zani does things is that she has her normal form, and then she essentially powers up into a Super Saiyan form, which is still her default form, and while she does do things a little bit differently in that form, it is still Zani. She still has the same pretty much body shape, height, size in every regard, but with Cartethyia here and Fleurdelys, if you did the boss fight, if you know Fleurdelys in any capacity, you know that Fleurdelys is at least double the height of Cartethyia. She is, you know, she is a lot more endowed than Cartethyia is. So I'm incredibly excited to see how they manage to factor in certain aspects of her character. Is she gonna have the same fighting style, the same combat style? Is she going to have the same voice lines? Is she like, how is she going to interact with the world and enemies? And how is Cartethyia going to do that? Because if they somehow manage to have 2 entirely separate characters occupying the same slot, this might be the most worthwhile pull character ever. If you have 2 different characters with 2 sets of voice lines, 2 personalities, 2 different combat styles that you can play as indefinitely. As in, If you want to play as Cartethyia for 3 hours, you never have to shift beyond that form. If you want to play as Fleurdelys for 3 hours, you never have to shift out of that form. That is absolutely sick, and I hope that is the direction that they take. It looks like the Fleurdelys Cartethyia tweet, which is only 24 hours old, is sitting at 2.6 million views, 54,000 likes. I just want to point out here that the Cartethyia tweet managed to make it to 2.6 million views and 59,000 likes. So Cartethyia, which did incredibly well in terms of sales, is getting absolutely destroyed, dominated, and eclipsed by Cartethyia and Fleurdelys, which is great because, I mean, let's be honest here, they're better looking characters anyway. Then we have Lupa. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Oh my god. Dude, I love redheads. If you have ever watched me play a game when I can actually create my character rather than using a predetermined character, you'll know that I opt for either red hair or blonde hair. And I mean, you know, Cartethyia Fleurdelys has blonde hair, and then Lupa has red hair, so that's really awesome. She looks like she's burning with a fiery passion. She uses a spear, it looks like, or actually it looks like there's a spear, a blade at the top and then a blade at the bottom, which is really cool. She has what seems to be little foxes or lions or dragons or something coming out that are like little floating spirit foxes, which kind of makes me think that they've taken a little bit of inspiration from like Japanese lore there, like yokai, which is really cool. I love her design. I love that. So I'm a big fan of less is more, and I think a lot of people are fans of less is more when you look at characters like Kafka in Honkai Star Rail, when you look at characters like Zani in Wuthering Waves. They are mostly covered, but some of the most desirable characters in each respective game. So in this instance, she is not showing Cartethyia levels of skin, not showing Cartethyia levels of skin, or Fleurdelys levels of skin, or Chongli levels of skin. And you know what? It looks really good. I feel like she isn't also your traditional character. She looks like she has a lot of muscle to her. You look at her thighs, you look at her arms, she actually has definition in them. She's wielding a very, very difficult weapon that typically tends to lean towards requiring a lot of physical power. Just ignore the attention warrior, the victory is ours to savor. Once again, this is a 5-star character. I prefer that it's a 5-star character rather than a 6-star. If we're gonna get rather than a 4-star. If we're gonna get a 4-star character, it needs to be a character that isn't, you know, that appealing aesthetically, because it's gonna be something a lot of people get for free. But with that in mind, you know what? No, I don't care. I would not want her to be a 4-star at all. And I will point out here, for those of you that play Punishing Gray Raven, or that have played Punishing Gray Raven, this character right here resembles Vera, I think, more than even Yinlin did. I know a lot of people, even I did, when Yinlin was released, thought, holy crap, dude, Yinlin is essentially Vera from Punishing Gray Raven. No, this right here is Vera from Punishing Gray Raven. Fiery redhead, utilizing a spear. One of my favorite characters in Punishing Gray Raven was Vera Garnet, and then I've seen the new Egyptian Vera and various skins and other forms of her. Like, Vera was one of my favorite characters in the game, and I have no doubt that Lupa here is going to be in WuWa as well. I would also like to thank WuWa Kudo specifically for calling her Lupa rather than another C name. We have so many C names of like Cartethyia, Carlotta, Chongli. We have Cartethyia. Like, you just go back through all the names of the characters, you get confused. They're just too many. But so far, it looks like this is sitting at almost 1 million views, and it was uploaded just 5 hours ago, almost 30,000 likes. And then there's this one, the slight little animated video that is sitting at 13,000 likes, 300,000 views. And it's essentially just her in a live 2D animation. It looks really good. Yeah, it looks really sick. Dude, seriously, they're gonna drain us of everything we have. Absolutely freaking everything. And you know what? I only spend on Nikkei. That's the only other gacha game I spend on right now. So I'm okay with that. I am fine spending on this game. I think Kudo deserve it, especially given the quality of characters and each character's respective kit that is present in game. Now I'm excited for 2.4, one, because it has two incredible characters, or three if you factor in Cartethyia and Fleurdelys, but because this is a continuation of 2.2 rather than 2.3, which is the anniversary event, or I'm hoping it is as such. And 2.0 had a phenomenal story. 2.2 had a phenomenal story. The final conclusion there was absolutely mind-blowingly good. I cannot wait to see where they go from here. But curious question, out of the two here, or three, if you factor in Cartethyia and Fleurdelys, which character are you gonna be pulling for? I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.